Hello, my name is Danny Case Jr., and this is my presentation for Psychology 200 on future opportunities and career choices. In this video, I will answer a series of questions given to us by our instructor and let you know a little bit of my journey in my pursuit to becoming a marriage and family therapist. The reason why I'm pursuing a career in marriage and family therapy is because I believe that families are vitally important. I believe that when a person has a strong family there to help and support them, then it makes their journey in life just a little bit easier. I wasn't raised in a traditional home with a mother and a father and you sit at the dinner table and converse about your day. And it wasn't until I had a family of my own that I realized some of the things that I was missing and some of the hurdles that I had to overcome and some of the detours that I had to take to get to where I am today. And so I made a vow that my children will not have to experience the same things that I had to experience. And when I compare the life of my son to my life at this age, he's being 11 years old, I can see that his path is a lot easier. When he believes that he can't do something, me and his mother are there to encourage him and tell him, son, that you can do this. And not only does he do the task in which he set out to do, but he supersedes his ability. And I believe that's all because of a strong, healthy, supportive family. I'm not getting into this position because it's one that's lucrative, as the average salary in the U.S. is only $46,000 per year. However, I live in the state of Washington where the average is slightly lower. The average salary for a marriage and family therapist in the state of Washington is $42,400. The national average of divorce is 50%. And with this job growing 14% between now and 2018, when I graduate from school with my degree in marriage and family therapy, then there will be plenty of jobs for me to pursue. The training that I need for this position, when I graduate from Central Washington with a BA, I will be able to help out in a crisis clinic, doing a little bit of case management and things of that nature, but I will not be able to practice as a marriage and family therapist just with a BA degree. The minimal level of education that we'll need to become a licensed marriage and family therapist will be a master's degree. So when I leave Central Washington, when I graduate Central Washington with my BA in psychology, I plan on pursuing a master's degree at either Argosy University, Capella University, or Seattle University. When doing my research, these schools are all accredited and more than equipped to prepare me for my career path and career choice. However, after I've obtained my master's degree as a marriage and family therapist, I will still have to be supervised for 3,000 hours I'll have to have 3,000 hours of experience license where a licensed person is evaluating and monitoring me, and 1,000 hours of those have to be hands-on. After I've obtained those licenses, no matter what state you live in all 50 states, you've been issued the license to practice, then you must take an exam. Once you take that exam and you pass that exam, then you will be a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of Washington. Then after that, your education doesn't stop, as you still have to do your research, still have to take seminars, classes, studies to stay fresh within the field. Whenever there's something new coming out, whenever there's something new that arises, whenever there's a new situation or something that can affect the family, we have to be on top of that training. You have to be on top of your RCA and all your codes and all your laws. You have to know some of the laws about marriage and divorce. So when a family's coming in, you're counseling those individuals, you have to be abreast to the new laws that are coming out as far as the family dynamics. A person who's going to become a marriage and family therapist must be compassionate, loving, empathetic, willing to listen, and understand that when people are coming in, many of them are coming in a broken state. And it's your job to give them the proper resources and to give them the best of you, to give them, and you can be at your best unless you have the best information, unless you have the knowledge, unless you have the compassion and the willingness and the know-how to be able to do that position. I can't graduate with a degree in 2012 and somebody comes to me in 2020 and I'm still living by the standards that I graduated now, living in 2012. So it is very important to be up on the new codes and the new laws and things of that nature, to be able to help people and fulfill things of that nature. The opportunity for advancement in the career, they're vast, as I once stated that when I'm going to just start off in a counseling center doing case management. So I will learn the beginning stages of what it's like to be to just to refer people, to see people coming in at the beginning stage of their family issue. And then after that, when I do the counseling with my supervised hours, then I'm allowed to be more hands-on with family, but also have an evaluator there to help me to tighten up some of the loose areas that I may have in counseling. And after that, I'll be able to work for a company with my BA, or work for a counseling. I'm sorry, with my master's for a counseling center, to then be able to have my own caseloads and case files and things of that nature, and follow the rules and the guidelines and the protocol within that company. Then from there, I can grow to be my own boss and to have my own private practice, and to implement those things in which I hold true to myself and which I feel are important for the families in which I will be serving. One question to ask for me is, what is the expected demand for this career? I believe that with this career, there may be some emotional stress that may be placed on myself and my family, because there's a chance that every day you're coming in, you're seeing multiple families a day, and they're all having various family issues. And I'm a person who kind of loves hard, and at times I can really think about, how can I really help this person out of this situation? How do I really help them to get out of this funk? How do I prescribe something to this family that's going to get them healthy and whole again? And so sometimes I will take on more than I should within a situation. And the reason why I say sometimes is because right now, currently, I do some case management in my job, working with students who have maybe truancy issues, students who have grade issues, students who have social issues. So I know after I'm speaking with a child, I may think about that for hours and even days on, man, next time I meet with them, how do I have a solution that can help get them out of their funk right now, immediately? What I'm coming to understand is that most situations can't be solved overnight. They can't be solved in one or two conversations. That it's going to take some time for families to get out of the rut or the funk in which they're in. It's going to take some time to heal families and to get them whole again. And so one thing that I have to learn is how to be a little bit more patient with the outcome. Even though I may say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I've seen this, learn from me. Each person has their own individual learning style. Each person has their own individual healing process. And so some of the demands that may be on me may be the stress of just taking on too much of the burden. So I have to learn how to remove myself in order to better help serve families. Some of the courses in psychology or other areas that I believe that I will have done that will prepare me for this career are just currently what I'm doing now, as far as case management. And what I've learned from doing the study on this is now that I will try to find within my schedule. If not, I won't try. What I will do is find time within my schedule, even now as a junior at Central Washington, to go meet with, well, volunteer at a career counseling service. I currently looked up some stuff to work with the Atlantic Street Center, just to go down there and volunteer and see what I can do to kind of help families. So even now, to just assure this is something that I truly want to do. I know I do, because I'm passionate about it, but this is just something else to get in there and say, hey, I'm for real about this, and I want to start my career even now before I'm qualified. I want to find out every integral detail about this job, so when I come in, I'm fully aware and prepared for what I have to do. I believe that what I'm doing affects the community, because I believe that when these families are get cured or healed, or they get the help that they needed for their brokenness, that I believe that they'll be, instead of worrying about their family situation, their family problems, then they'll have the time to volunteer and go out and do other things. I've been married for 12 years, so as you can imagine, I've had one or two issues within my marriage. And so I know in my marriage, when in my family, when things are not going right, I can't focus on anything else. I don't have the time to volunteer as a coach, or I don't have the time to volunteer and serve turkey dinners during the Thanksgiving holidays, or go feed the homeless downtown, or give them blankets or anything, because I'm so consumed and concerned with my family and the family dynamics. However, when my family is whole and healthy, then I can focus on those other things. So when a person's family is whole and healthy, they can focus on serving the community and being better citizens in the community. One of the questions asked is, what might a person in this position expect to learn after joining the field? I believe that after I join this field, I will learn a lot more about myself. I would like to believe that I'm a master of myself, and I know what makes me tick, what makes me laugh, what makes me smile, what makes me cry, and that's true. However, I can't say the same thing about my children or my wife. I know them to a certain extent, but I don't necessarily know everything about them. So I guess what I'm saying is, this field will constantly cause me to grow. It will constantly cause me to look at people and families within a different way. Like I said, I know actually everything there is to know about my children, but there's still things to know. There's still things to learn. And what this field in this field is expanding my knowledge base and expanding what I know. And so even just in reading some chapters of some of my other classes, just about prejudices and brown eyes and blue eyes, and that experiment, and how just treating somebody one way or saying something in the wrong way can cause them to act totally different. I know this, but until you get a title on something, you don't really know what you're doing. You've been exposed to it, but you don't know what it is. And so I believe that pursuing this degree will expose me to some things within the family that I think that I know about, that I don't necessarily know about, which will make me a better father and help me to make other families better. One of the questions is, explain the types of extracurricular experiences that will be helpful. Right now, I currently serve and help out with a youth ministry. I'm also a youth development worker, and because of that, I get to see family and family dynamics. I do have a young man, and his story has been told a couple times. He was interviewed in ESPN about his father, and at the age of 15 years old, his father was going to commit suicide, had a gun. And because this child came and took a car at the age of 15 and found his father and said, "Hey, Dad, I love you. I believe in you," it prevented the father from committing suicide. It got the father off of drugs, and now they have a strong, healthy family. I've had the privilege and opportunity to work with this family. So because of my relationship with a youth at the age of 15 and the influence that I had with him within the church, he was able to bring that to his family dynamics and help to save his father's life. So those are some of the experiences that I have right now that assure me that this is the proper career choice and the career path for me. I believe that it will take a lot of time because I am so passionate about families. So I may not work a traditional 9 to 5. I may be the guy that goes in from 8 to 9 o'clock at night. And with 2 young children, I have to be careful with that because I don't want to be so focused on making other families whole and healthy that my family is being malnutrition. So to sum it up, to become a marriage and family therapist, I would have to have a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. I would have to have 3,000 hours of supervised hours. I will have to take a test, and I will have to continue my education. I hope that you learned a little bit about marriage and family therapy and that you found this video useful. And I look forward to meeting you all someday. I hope that your families are healthy, striving, and going. If not, I encourage you to utilize a marriage and family therapist. This is not something that was talked about when I was a child of a counselor or a marriage and family therapist or somebody to help you kind of work through some of the mental things within your mind. I actually kind of looked down on the counselor like these for people with serious issues. Now as I become an adult and I'm getting more mature about things and really looking at things differently, I wish I was exposed to a marriage and family therapist or exposed to some type of counselor as a child, because I believe that my journey in life would have been a little bit smoother. There wouldn't have been as many detours. So what I do is wish you all luck in all your future activities and endeavors. I wish you all luck in this class, and I hope to meet you all someday. Thank you.